first of all, I'd say hats off to Kansas State. I thought they played extremely hard, and it was a heck of a ball game. We're fortunate to have come out on top. With that being said, I thought that considering the late tip, considering the weather, for GIA to be packed like it was tonight, and for the fans to be as enthusiastic and loud and into the game as they were, I think that was the difference in the game, and that's why we won tonight. So I appreciate them. I know that we would not have been able to pull this out without our fans, and it's great to see that since we've gotten back from Christmas, we've had unbelievable support. We obviously didn't pull it out against Baylor, but we pulled it out tonight, and I really think if we can continue some momentum, especially with the students and the fans, and these guys will play a little better defense, we could have a good end to the season. So excited to be 2-3 in the league.
Questions for Vyctorius and Parsa?
Vyctorius, what's going through your head when you go to the line, knowing 3 shots gets you the win? And have you ever been in that situation before?
Only in my dreams. As a kid, you dream of those moments. National championship game, it's just you by yourself to win or lose. And that's what I was thinking about. And that's what I did. I didn't shoot well, but the lesser man would have folded, would have thought about the last plays of missing shots, stuff like that. But I know my team believed in me. Parsa was talking to me, everybody was talking to me. They're just some free throws, just made them.
What's the feeling after the last one goes in? What's that feeling like?
I felt good, but man, people have been hitting buzzer beaters, all type of crazy stuff going on. I just didn't want that to happen today, not in the home court.
For both the players, what was the celebration like after that?
Coach got his coach got drenched, and congrats on his 100 win. 100.
Parsa, what was it like just getting to celebrate this one tonight?
It was fun, man. It was fun. I think it was a close game, and those type of game when you win, it's just more fun because it comes down to the last few minutes of the game, and you gotta play hard, stay with what coach is telling you to do. So it was great, really fun.
Parsa, you hit that second 3, then you dive on the floor, get that loose ball, and get the timeout. The crowd's going nuts. You're sort of enjoying that. Just sort of what's it like being in that moment? The crowd's yelling at you, you're yelling back at them. What's that like?
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people love Oklahoma State, so when I play for Oklahoma State, I try to take pride, and I really care about my team, the fans. So if I see a loose ball, I'm gonna dive on it. I don't care what's gonna happen, and I know fans enjoy plays like that too, tough plays, and it was the right time, so I just tried to get them going so it would help the team out.
Parsa, y'all had you had a couple obviously chances to win that game earlier before the free throws, the shots didn't go in. Can you just sort of talk about the team's resolve and not giving up and sort of hustling to get the rebounds and get those extra shots up?
Yeah, I think we didn't shoot great as a team today, and I think your true personality reveals when you're not making shots, because it's going to come down to playing hard and rebounding the ball, like do the dirty plays that most players don't want to do. And I think we did it as a team tonight, so I'm really proud of our team for not giving up and keep fighting the whole game.
Vyctorius, when you saw their defender on you on that last corner 3, did you know he fouled you right away?
Oh, for sure. His hands went down, and I watched a lot of NBA. So usually when his hand is down, if you're in the shooting motion, it's a foul. And I get it. I'm not gonna say that. NBA.
Vyctorius, can you back up a little bit just to when you get that shot off? Like, can you talk us through what's going through your head when you see that, you didn't make the shot before, you see the ball coming?
Yeah,
walk us through before that.
I seen we ran the play. Nobody was open. I know I had Bashir was on me, so I had to create a little bit of space. I was gonna shoot it, but I'm like, he was right there, so I just pump fake, got the foul, and I'm just like, it's go time now.
Parsa, how have you seen Millie sort of progress throughout this year? This is one of his better games tonight.
Yeah, I'm really proud of Millie. He's been working all summer, like our last few games, and he's trying to stay positive on and off the court when he's not playing, which I know is hard. But I'm really proud of him for staying basically through the process and keep working hard, and it's paying off now, so he should enjoy it, and I'm really proud of him.
Anything else for the guys?
All right, we'll let them get home and get to bed.
Thank you.
y'all.
Thanks, guys.
Go Pokes. Good job.
Funny.
Steve, do you enjoy a 100th win? Do you try and just keep moving forward? What's that like?
Yeah, I mean, you guys know me. I'm not much to lament about 100 wins. You know, I mean, I'm more concerned about being 2-3 in the league and not being 1-4 because you know, obviously you watched the scores today. I mean, the league is so darn good. You know, there's going to be carnage along the way, and I'm happy that we're not putting ourselves really in a deep hole. You know, I think last year we started off 2-7 in the league, you know, and it was really hard to recover from that. So it's very important that we don't repeat that performance.
That last offensive possession leading up to the free throws, just sort of, what'd you think about everything that happened there, free throws included?
I mean, at the end of the day, we executed the play the way we wanted to execute the play, and then we didn't take advantage of what I thought that we had. With that being said, you know, the ball gets shot, we run an out of bounds play, you know, the ball's loose on the floor, Parsa makes a play, and then VJ obviously just took advantage of, you know, the end of the game where people are just so cognizant of not trying to give up the three and lose, and you know, he did a good job with the shot fake, and the young man bid on it and fouled him. So a little bit of luck, let's just be honest, because there were several opportunities, I thought, in the last 2 minutes where we could have seized the game, and we did not do so. And they came down and made a big shot. Haggerty made a big shot, and you know, we didn't score off our initial action, but we were able to figure out a way to win the game, and that's all that matters.
Vyctorius talked about not giving up a buzzer beater there at the very end. Both Coach Tank and Haggerty, after that timeout, thought that maybe with the foul discrepancy that you guys would have fouled there on that last shot to try to stop it. Was that a part of the plan, or?
Well, so we did, you know, I'm not making excuses. We've not been in any close games thus far this year, unfortunately. And I think that especially on the last play defensively when we subbed Isaiah in, we did not execute what we were supposed to, number one. And then when they have the sideline out of bounds with today's new rules, it's really nerve-wracking to foul. If you can't be there on the catch and foul them, if they have any sort of upward motion with today's rules, you're going to go to the free throw line. So when we were in the full court, had they inbounded the ball in the front court, we were going to foul because we obviously had, 3 fouls to give. And then once they got it past half court and we didn't steal it, my thought process is let's not foul, let's just play it out.
Can you talk a little bit about Anthony just accepting and adapting to that role, coming off the bench and still producing like he did today?
Yeah, I thought Anthony was good. I thought he played hard. You know, he shot the ball well in the first half. He did not shoot the ball well in the second half, but I thought he made plays that helped us win the game, especially on the defensive end. And if I'm not mistaken, in the second half, Anthony Roy. Oh no, I thought he had a couple more rebounds. It was VJ that did the good job in the second half with the rebounding. But yeah, no, I thought he made some winning plays, and I thought he played some winning defense, and I thought he was a great teammate. And if he'll do those things, that'll help us win.
Steve, are there benefits to having a close game, especially when it comes out in your favor and you get the win?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and we'll watch a lot of film, obviously, tomorrow because you got to turn around and play on Tuesday at TCU, which, you know, they're playing extremely well, and they play extremely hard, and they're physical and aggressive. So you can't kill them tomorrow. So we'll do a lot of mental work, and then we'll do a bunch of shooting, and we'll guard, and we'll do that as well. But, yeah, we have to utilize film and tomorrow to shore up some things late game.
Is that the biggest benefit of having a close game? Having film of guys in that situation they can review?
Yeah, and then you'll go reenact some of it on the floor as well so that they understand. And, you know, us losing the timeout with the challenge, Parsa diving on the ball and calling the timeout really put us in a little bit of a bind, because I'm usually pretty good about saving my timeouts. I'm sure that a lot of people say that I need to utilize my timeouts more and not save them, but tonight it was different. We didn't have timeouts. I certainly wish I had those two, but so we were able to figure it out and fight our way through it, but it wasn't perfect by any means.
Vukovic with 11 points, tied a career high, and had a really good first half scoring. Just how big can this be for his confidence?
Yeah, no, I wish I could have gotten him in more in the second half, because I thought he impacted the game, and I thought him against number 22 was a fantastic matchup. And Parsa missed some easy ones, especially in the first half. But I thought, down the stretch, the experience matters. And that's kind of the way I went about it in terms of my substitution pattern. But, I think, if you look at how much he played last year and how he played last year versus where he is today, I think he's just continued to get better and better. And as he gets to become more of a serious basketball player, and what I mean by that is just every single day really, really putting in the work and the extra work, and he's got a very bright future.
You mentioned the defense when the guys were still in there. I think they shot 50%, but you get 16 turnovers, score 26 points off those. How do you sort of balance allowing a team to shoot well while doing some pretty good work with turnovers?
Yeah, the problem is that if we didn't turn them over, I thought that our defense was not great, right? Now, with all that being said, we obviously we knew that Bashir and we knew that Haggerty could beat you, right? And so we were willing to maybe help off of some other guys, and that hurt us a little bit in the second half. But that's more of a coach's decision than it is a schematic thing. And so we'll watch the film and see if that's what we want to do moving forward if we play them again. But tonight, you're not kicking yourself and second guessing yourself because you won. But it's certainly something I need to revisit with the staff before we play them again.
You said you're not big on reflection, but 100 wins, that's a nice honor. And a game like this, to get the 100th probably feels crazy. But just your thoughts on just getting to 100.
Yeah, guys, I think all of y'all know me and understand that I am not the guy who ever believed that he'd be lucky enough to be the head coach at Oklahoma State and coaching in the Big 12 and have a team that I do believe, if we get better defensively, can make a run in the 12 and get to the NCAA tournament. I'm sure that I'll enjoy it, but it's not at the forefront of my mind. The only thing I'm concerned about is figuring out a way to beat TCU on Tuesday. And maybe that's a little shallow on my part, but that's kind of the way I'm wired. I'm going to go home and hopefully sleep a little bit, but I'll be back in the office before the sun's up and trying to figure out a way to win on Tuesday. But with that being said, you'll never forget this one and the way that we won it. So as I get older and retire and sit on a beach somewhere, I can think back about it. But tonight it's probably not going to be the night.
Steve, you mentioned, I think in your opening statement, you mentioned last year starting Big 12 play and how grateful you were to just start off 2-3 in this conference. Is there, when you start off the way you started off last year, do you see that kind of put maybe extra pressure on guys when you get to that point, trying to turn things around and start off 2-7?
Yeah, not really, because these guys are all new. They weren't here last year.
I meant last year's team. Did you see, when you're in that situation, does it put more pressure on those guys that this year's team doesn't have right now because y'all started off better?
Yeah, I guess yes and no. I don't really compare years, 1 year to the next year. But you can't ever forget. You've got to obviously learn from the past and make sure that you don't repeat it. But I'll have to give that one a little more thought, but not really off the top of my head.
Anything else for Coach Lutz?
Yeah, Coach, rebounding-wise, I think Kansas State had, I believe it was 9 offensive rebounds in the first half, and then second half, I think they had 4. What were your overall thoughts about the rebounding?
Yeah, obviously the second chance points in the second half. I thought we did a good job offensive rebounding in the first half, but we didn't turn it into points. And the same thing happened to us the other night against Baylor. You get the rebound, you got to turn it into second chance points. And I thought in the second half, if I'm not mistaken, it was 11-6 in second chance points. We had, find my glasses, 8 offensive, they had 4. That's a huge difference in the game. That and the free throw disparity, right? I mean, we got to the free throw line and we made our free throws, and I have a hard time telling you that we defended them without fouling, because at the end of the day, you allowed them to shoot 50+% from the floor. So your defense was not great in the second half. And that's obviously something that we've got to be better at. But we forced, turnovers in both halves, and that obviously gave us an advantage in terms of the possession battle.
I think your 2 bigs had 10 offensive boards, 2 defensive boards. Is that just like a weird anomaly?
That is a weird anomaly.
Okay.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, we've got to get more production rebounding wise from our guards. We just do. We've got, the first half I felt like our guards were leaking out trying to get going in transition, and obviously we've been trying to get going in transition as well. Because we haven't been scoring nearly well enough in transition. But we've got to make sure, especially when you're playing big athletic teams, that we secure the rebound before we get going on offense. And that's been something that we work on. I mean, guys, if you knew how much we worked on rebounding and then it translated into actually getting those rebounds, you would just be amazed. But we've got to figure out a way to do better with that.
As mentioned, Kinsey had 15 made threes. Does that have to do with your players closing out kind of late, or rotations, or helping out too much, or what were your thoughts? Both. I mean, very similar to Baylor the other night. There's a difference between being there on the catch and making them miss and hoping they miss. And again, I thought probably 6 to 7 made threes. Like, we just weren't there with force, and we weren't there with enough defensive presence and like I said, force to make them miss. Now, again, there was a couple in the second half where there were guys that we were okay with them kind of making a 3 and trying to limit Bashir. In the second half, Bashir was 1 for 3. Haggerty did make 3 out of 5, but 2 of those were busted plays. One was out of a press, and the other was just a busted play. So we knew we had to limit those 2 guys. And to Kansas State's credit, they had some other guys step up and hit them. So that, again, that's a little bit more of, not to get into too much of our game plan, but that's a little bit more of game planning. But I don't know, Brian would be able to tell you more. Anytime we've given up double-digit threes, we have not fared very well. And that's probably why it was such a good game, and we're lucky to win. Because anytime you're giving up that many threes, you're gonna put yourself at a disadvantage.